It seems like the same 10, 12 players are spoken about throughout the entire Premier League campaign, but today we're switching it up. I'm taking a look at the five most underrated players in the Premier League this season. As always, guys, make sure to like and subscribe and let me know how you feel about my list. Let me know if there's any players that I missed or any players that you think are accurately rated. At number five, Antoine Semenyo. I think he has been absolutely unbelievable this year. He was absolutely lighting it up for Bournemouth. Looked great, one of the highest rated players in the league. He was definitely the best player outside of the big six throughout this whole season up until January. We made that move to City, and just think about the price tags that would be getting thrown around, the links that he would have if he didn't have that arrangement with Bournemouth with the buyout clause. Think about that right now. The way that he's been playing, the form that he's been in. Think about the numbers that'll be thrown out there. He'd be getting to link to every great Premier League team, probably even some teams from outside of England. And the talk would be non-stop if he hadn't already made the move to City. I just think now that he's at City, he's in that big pool. People aren't talking about him as much, and they really should, because as great as he was at Bournemouth, he's kept that up when he's moved to City. 5 goals and 1 assist in the Premier League since his move. He started every game, and that's an ultimate testament of how good he's been. To be able to nail down the starting spot under Pep is very difficult, especially in those wide positions. Pep loves to rotate all of his players. The fact that Semenyo has nailed down that spot, I think, really shows how good he has been this year. And the crucial goals that he's scoring, like that one against Leeds, was obviously huge. Different types of goals as well. He's finally being that wide player that's consistently getting in positions to score goals that City haven't had for a while now, and that's a position that City were really, really missing. And if City are to go on and pull off this comeback and win the league title this year, I believe Semenyo will be at the heart of it, and I believe Semenyo will probably be the difference maker for them if they are to be able to make up the gap between themselves and Arsenal. It's obviously looking pretty dire now. They're 7 points drift after that draw with Nottingham Forest during the week. But, crazier things have happened. They still have that game at hand. They still have to play Arsenal at the Etihad. So they could still put the pressure on this Arsenal team. They could still find a way to do it. If they are going to do that, Semenyo is going to be the difference maker for me. I don't really see how anyone else is going to really step up for City, especially in terms of scoring goals. Foden, we know, is just off it. Obviously, we know Haaland is eventually going to find his groove again. But outside of that, you really are relying on Semenyo to deliver, and I think he's going to do that. I just don't know if it's going to be enough in the context of the season to get them over the line and win them that league title. It's a shame that he's not available for the final against Arsenal in the League Cup. That's really tough. But hopefully, maybe he can lead a run in the FA Cup, and I believe now he is eligible in the Champions League. I'm not 100% sure. I assume City got to put in a new squad list for the knockout stages, but I'm not 100% sure there. So hopefully we'll get to see him play some Champions League football as well, which would be really fun. But yeah, Antoine Semenyo, he's at the five just because obviously he's already made that move, and maybe people think that maybe that entitles him to maybe be not underrated. Next up, Lisandro Martinez. Obviously, this is a slightly biased one, but also a pretty accurate one. He's only started 9 games this year, but Manchester United are undefeated in those 9 games that he started. 5 wins, 4 draws. They have 3 of their 5 clean sheets in those games that he has started in. 11 successful dribbles, 66% of his duels won, 71% of his aerial duels won. Only been dribbled past twice, and has over a 90% pass completion rate. He's a superb player. He's one of the most technically gifted centre backs in the entire Premier League, and I completely believe that. Yeah, he's not the most physical. He's not the quickest. He doesn't have like the pace and size of like a Gabriel or a Saliba, but his quality on the ball is honestly next to none in the Premier League right now as a centre back. His passing ability is huge. His calmness on the ball, his presence. Like, I think we all took notice of that little turn that he had against West Ham where he just left Bowen for dead. Like, Martinez's quality on the ball is unmatched. And Manchester United really miss it. That's the biggest thing. When he is not in the team, his presence is missed big time. Like, you don't feel as comfortable when it's him and Maguire or him and Euro, him and anyone. Honestly, you feel far more confident when he is out of the team. Like, think about a Euro Maguire duo. Yeah, I feel far more uncomfortable about that than a Martinez Euro duo or Martinez Maguire duo. He just has that calming presence, and he just has that ability on the ball. He's probably like Manchester United's second best passer outside of of Bruno Fernandes. Like I completely believe that, and the risks he's willing to take, the ability to carry the ball, and the confidence that you have as a fan and a manager watching him carry the ball and believing that he's actually going to complete this movement. He's not going to give it away. He's either going to get past the player, find a pass, or just find a pass straight up. That's huge. And Martinez is a huge difference maker for Manchester United. I get it. They might have to replace him this summer just because of the injury history. The injuries are starting to become a problem, but he still has an incredible amount of quality. And when he is in the Manchester United team, they are the best versions of themselves. I fully believe that. I know people still might be trying to criticize him for his size and a few other things, but he has he has high IQ. He's intelligent. He reads the game well, and he often ends up in the best position. I feel like Manchester United just defend better when he's in the team, and like I said, the biggest thing is his quality on the ball. Like they miss that because especially with like the likes of Kobe Manu and in the midfield, like he is a controller. He'll be steady and he'll make nice passes and he'll keep the ball. But Martinez will be that little bit more aggressive, and even like just the general thing, he was like getting down that left side. I think Martinez's ability to play those long balls and play those passes down the left side, make that left side a bit more of a threat to their opponents in games where Martinez is playing. When, as we've seen in the games that he's missed, they really struggled to kind of get things going down that left side. So I think Martinez plays a huge part in that. He is a real big difference maker. I know he's only played a small amount of games this year, but he is absolutely underrated because I really don't think people take notice of just the difference that he does make when he's actually in this Manchester United team. It is a huge step up when we have Lisandro Martinez in our team, and hopefully he is back soon. Hopefully he is back for the Villa game. We obviously have a little bit of a break now before the next one, before we play Villa next weekend, and hopefully Martinez can return for that because Manchester United are going to need him for this run and if they're going to make the Champions League spots. In the 3 spot, Crescencio Somerville. This is a guy who was a bit hit and miss at Leeds. I thought like he was kind of just a bit too much flair, not enough substance. But at West Ham, I'm actually really enjoying watching him play, and he's kind of becoming that difference maker for them. He obviously scored the winning goal against Fulham during the week, and that felt like the "we believe" goal. That felt like the moment that West Ham kind of looked at themselves and was like, "Oh crap, we can actually get out of this. We can actually survive relegation." And he's the reason for that. Well, obviously, took advantage of a mistake to score a nice goal. He has been quality for West Ham this year. Obviously, only 5 goals and 3 assists, so nothing insane, but they've come in important moments. He's also got 2 goals and 1 assist in the FA Cup to advance them to the 5th round, and maybe they could go on to the corners if they can beat Brentford this Monday night. So I think like he could be a crucial part of them maybe going on a cup run to kind of soften the blow of maybe their disappointing league campaign to their fans, which would obviously be amazing. But just focusing on the Premier League, like I said, that goal against Fulham was really the "we believe" goal, in my opinion. That was the moment that kind of things turned for West Ham. They kind of had to look around and say, wow, this is real. Like we really have an opportunity to survive this now. Think about it, that goal doesn't go in. They're 3 points off Forest. They're 4 points off Spurs. I know like there's still a long way to go in the season, but like having that gap be level with Forest and only a point behind Spurs, like that really changes everything in my opinion. And I think he's going to be a crucial player for them moving forward. 34 successful dribbles so far this year. Only Bowen and one other player in the bottom half of the table have completed more dribbles than Somerville. He is that fair player. He is that X factor, and West Ham are absolutely going to need that if they're going to survive this year. He is going to be the difference maker for them. He's going to step up when they feel like they're down and out, when they're in those battles and it's 0-0. Because again, we know Espirito Santo, the biggest thing he's going to do is make this team difficult to beat. They're going to be hard to beat, especially at home, and that's when they're going to need that fair player. That when he only has that 1 or 2 moments to a game, can he be the difference maker in those moments? And that's what Somerville is going to be for West Ham. And I believe he's good enough to produce the moments to take West Ham over the line. Obviously, they've got some crucial games coming up. I believe he's going to be the difference maker. We know what Bowen brings us. Bowen is the steady Eddie, and we know that probably Souček is probably going to step up with a few goals like he did against Manchester United. But Somerville, I think, is going to be the difference maker, and he's going to be the guy that they look back on if they come out of this alive, if they survive this summer. Fans and the club alike are going to look back and look at Somerville and look at the goals that he scored and look at the quality that he provided and say he was the difference. He was the guy that got us out of this hole. Not saying that they're absolutely going to survive. They're probably still my favourites to go down, but I certainly believe that if they are to get out of it, Somerville is going to be that difference maker. And just watch him play and just watch the aggressiveness that he plays with and the quality that he has. And you'll see why I'm talking about him as one of the most underrated players in the entire Premier League this year. It's real. It's obviously been more recent, but it's absolutely real. In the 2 spot, I got Lewis Hall. This is an interesting one because he hasn't really done anything spectacular this year. He's only got a goal and an assist from left back. He hasn't really created as much as maybe Newcastle would have liked and maybe as he would have been expecting. And Newcastle have really struggled. He's been playing in a team that's having one of their worst Premier League campaigns over the last 3, 4, or 5 years, and they're conceding far more goals. But whenever you watch him, he just looks so calm. He just always seems to do the right thing. Very rarely is he caught out of position. Very rarely does he give up. Does he give up any mistakes? Does he give up position on the attacker? Anything like that? And he just has all round quality. He has great quality on the ball. He's a great passer. He gets into good positions, and I think that the goals and the assists will start to flow even from that fullback position. I know that the most important thing is that they defend, and I will always stand by that. As long as my fullback can defend and they're just acceptable going forward, that'll always be my first choice. But this is a player that's capable of defending and being really elite in attack. He does have a lovely left foot on him. He does have a lovely whip. So I think that's going to start to come, especially as he starts to kind of build up a relationship with a left winger down that side for Newcastle. Obviously, Gordon has kind of been switching from playing left wing and then number 9. So I think building up that relationship with someone down that left wing, I think that could be really important. But just on Lewis Hall in general, he's got more successful dribbles than times he's been dribbled past. He wins his tackles. He just does all the little things right, and you really rarely see him make a mistake. And I really think that he has put himself into the position to be the number 1 choice for England this summer. I don't know if he's going to make that, because I know there's more hype around like a Nico O'Reilly, but I honestly think he is a far safer bet than a Nico O'Reilly, and we know he's probably a far safer bet than Luke Shaw as well, because unfortunately with Shaw, he's probably going to get injured. You just don't have the faith of him lasting. So I honestly think Lewis Hall has put himself in position to be England's left back choice this summer. That kind of feels like the most open position in the entire England's team right now. And I don't see how anyone can really look beyond Lewis Hall. Like I would fight anyone who kind of come at me and say that so and so is a better option. O'Reilly, Shaw, anyone. Like it's absolutely, Lewis Hall has absolutely been the most consistent left back in the Premier League in terms of English players so far this year. And unfortunately, he's just doing it in a Newcastle team that's struggling more than ever in the Premier League. Imagine if this was a Newcastle team that were up there fighting with them, even just fighting for top 5, like with Villa and Manchester United and Newcastle and Liverpool. I think there'd be so much more talk about how good Lewis Hall's been and the quality that he brings to this team, and there'd definitely be way more hype about him being England's left back. So I'm here to do the hyping for Lewis Hall. I believe that Thomas Tuchel needs to pick Lewis Hall in his squad, and I think Lewis Hall should be the starting left back this summer. Obviously, I think the England squad will be announced next week, so I'm very interested to see if Lewis Hall is going to be a part of it, and I'm very interested to see if he gets some minutes in these upcoming friendlies that England have, because I think this could be the guy. I think this could be England's future left back, and I think Newcastle have they've found a diamond in the rough with him. Whenever I watch him, he always just does the little things right. He just always in good positions, always keeps the ball for his team. Like, very, very quality player. And the most important thing is you kind of don't notice him that much, and that's kind of the best thing I think you can say about him. That's kind of the best thing you always notice about a fullback. As long as you're not speaking about them too much, that means they're doing pretty much everything right. In the 1 spot, I've got another relegation threatened player. It's Morgan Gibbs White. This is kind of one where I think it's just a team that he's in at the moment. He's not getting that credit. This is a guy that almost went to Spurs last year for, I think, £75 million. Instead, stayed at Forest, signed a new contract, and he really is that quality player for Nottingham Forest. No one else has the quality and attack that Morgan Gibbs White has. We obviously saw it with that incredible improvised finish against Manchester City, which helped them get a point during the week. And just in general, he just has that quality. Like the goal he got against Brighton as well was fantastic. I know they ultimately lost that game, but that goal was superb. And in this team at the moment, pretty much all the talk is about Elliot Anderson and the big move that he's going to get and how much money he's going to go for and his role in the England team and all that. And Gibbs White, obviously, he's kind of on the outskirts of the England setup with your likes of Palmer and Eze and Rodgers and so many players kind of playing in his position that are ahead of him in the pack, that he's not really getting that sort of hype. And just in his team as alone, he's not getting that sort of hype because this is a team that's relegation threatened. And it's really only fair that they probably only talk about one player, and that player being Elliot Anderson, because obviously he's been fantastic as well. But Gibbs White's got 8 goals and 2 assists. No other player on the team has more than 3 goals. Only 2 players have more assists than him, and that's with 3. He is the ultimate difference maker for them, and if Forest are going to stand any chance of surviving, it's going to be because of Morgan Gibbs White. He is that elite attacking threat for them, and without him, I think they would already be in the doldrums. They'd be right down there with Burnley and Wolves, honestly, in my opinion. If things had gone the same way with the manager shake-ups and all of that, I really think that Forest would already be pretty well doomed. But because of Gibbs White, they're still just outside of the relegation zone, only on goal difference. But because of Gibbs White, I truly believe that they have a legitimate shot at survival. Honestly, watch these next 2 games. They play against Fulham next weekend, and then they play against Spurs. I would be shocked if Morgan Gibbs White wasn't the difference maker, and I could honestly see him being the difference maker and Forest winning both of those games, and then they're going to be in a real healthy position in terms of the fight for relegation. All around quality. Honestly, he's a player that I haven't taken too much notice of. I kind of always thought of him as a player that was a little bit overhyped, but watching him this year, there really is a quality player there. I really believe he loves everything that he's doing for Forest. He believes in that badge. Forest were kind of the team that really gave him his shot, and he's trying to do his part to reward that now. Obviously, he's still on the flip side putting himself in position to maybe get a move if they were to be relegated. But I don't think that's even really coming into his mindset. I think his whole mindset is he has to do all he can to get this Forest team to safety. He knows he is that difference maker, and he's taking that pressure on his shoulder, and I believe he's going to come through with it. Honestly, I would love for my predictions to be right, like I'm saying about Somerville and being the difference maker for West Ham and Gibbs White being the difference maker for Forest. Yeah, both of them stay up and Spurs get relegated. That could easily happen, and those guys will be the difference maker if that happens. Gibbs White, fantastic player. People, just watch him, watch the quality that he has, and just watch the level above he is compared to the rest of the players in this Nottingham Forest team. You can kind of see why they're down in the doldrums when you kind of look around the rest of the team and the consistent production from anyone other than Morgan Gibbs White. It's pretty scarce. It doesn't really happen. Igor Jesus, obviously he has his moments, but Morgan Gibbs White is that guy. He is that difference maker, and without doubt, if he's not capable of delivering Forest from evil and saving them from relegation, he will absolutely get a move next summer, and he will be back in the Premier League. I have no doubts about that. Morgan Gibbs White is a legit talent, still at a nice age, still he hasn't even hit his prime, but the quality that he has is going to be the difference maker. If Forest had to stay up, Morgan Gibbs White will 100% be the difference. But yeah, that's my list. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know who you think is going to get relegated. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for much more content here on The Hand of Gaine.